Let's talk about nutrition. 21-day Kickstart Nutrition. Here's what I recommend. 2 things that I want you to think about when it comes to nutrition. But before I get to that, most people make nutrition too complicated. Most women overcomplicate it. We live in an information overload world where there's so much information that we don't know what to do with it. We've got so many decisions, so much information. It's easy to get information overload and get confused. When it comes to my training, when it comes to my nutrition, when it comes to my coaching, simple is good, okay? Simple works. So here's 2 things I want you to think about when it comes to your nutrition choices. Number 1, did a caveman have access to the food that you're going to eat? Okay, did a caveman have access to it? Let me explain. If a caveman was going to eat food, they would have access to things like eggs, chicken, meats, steaks, nuts, berries, greens, real food, okay, real food. Now, let me ask you a question. Would a caveman have access to cereal, to Pop-Tarts, to things that come in a box that go in a microwave? Would they have access to these things? No. It's very simple. Eat what we are meant to eat. Eat real food. Eat food that a caveman would have access to. Now, don't go deep on the caveman thing. It's a simple analogy for you to make good decisions, okay? The second thing is, every time you eat something, it's very simple. Ask yourself, is this taking me closer or further away from my goal? Closer or further, okay? If you eat eggs and if you eat mixed nuts and you have berries, that's taking you towards being healthier, being fitter, being leaner, being stronger. Now, let's say you have a bowl of cereal with milk and a glass of orange juice. Where do you think that's taking you, okay? Every decision you make is taking you one direction or the other, and where you go is a combination of multiple decisions. Small decisions you make all add up. If you eat 3 to 4 times a day-ish, that's 3 or 4 decisions. If you go to work out twice a week versus 5 times a week, those are decisions. So every decision, it's literally why I have this compass on my arm, okay? Because every decision is taking you in a direction, and you decide that direction. Now, you're not going to be perfect. None of us are perfect, and that's okay. But the goal is to make better decisions so that you're on a course, on a direction that's going to make you stronger, healthier, fitter, leaner, and happier. And that's all going to come down to those 2 things, along with building your base around good protein. That's number 1, okay? And this is all covered in the program. But very simple. 1, did a caveman have access to it? Solves so many problems, okay? 2, is my food that I'm about to eat or going to eat taking me closer or further away from my goals? And number 3, base all of your meals first and foremost around protein. That's your building block for everything. You do those 3 things, it's going to solve so many of your nutrition problems, all right? We live in a world of information overload. We have too much information. So we need to remove a lot of that information and make things very simple when it comes to our nutrition, our training, and our results. So I want you to think about this for our 21-day Kickstart program and follow those little simple guidelines. It'll help you in those 21 days and beyond. Cheers.